Yeah, we're gonna kick things off with those cookies. Now, when you're having that big game party, you don't just want plain cookies. It's gonna be really super for Sunday's party.
That's right. No, ma'am, you want your cookies to shine, but if you're like me, have no idea how to do that, so you go to the professionals
I don't either,
for
Bill.
help. And I dialed up my friend Ashley from Ashley's Purple Apron. I have never piped or iced really before, so I'm gonna watch you and try to get as many tips as I can as we're going. So kind of just walk us through the football cookie that you've designed.
Okay, so we're gonna start, and this is just a piping bag. This has chocolate buttercream in it, which if we're doing brown, I like to do chocolate because that way we're not using a whole bunch of frosting color.
Okay.
And it just has a round piping tip in it. This is called piping tip number 4.
Number 4.
Yep, so the number just refers to the shape and size of the tip.
Okay.
So when you're holding the piping bag, we're gonna twist the top and hold it between your index finger and your thumb here with your dominant hand.
All right.
Holding the tip off the cookie just a little bit. We're just gonna start piping a line and just let that line fall onto the cookie.
So we're gonna go do the outline of the cookie.
Do the outline of the cookie first.
All right.
You did pretty good.
Not bad, okay. So we did the outline.
So we did the outline.
I kind of got a little away from the edge there, but that's okay.
It's okay.
I didn't color outside the lines.
Okay, so now we're gonna do a seam down the middle. This will help us kind of fill it in a little bit better.
Okay.
So we'll just kind of do a curved seam down the middle. And if your frosting breaks, the line breaks like that, just kind of go back over it.
Okay.
Now we're gonna fill in the main part of the cookie. So I just like to start either on either side, it doesn't really matter.
So we're just going up and down.
We're just gonna go back and forth and fill it in and keep those lines right next to each other, and then you'll just fill in the whole cookie.
All right. Now normally, I would have thought just to get a knife out and just frost the whole thing, right?
And that's what a lot of people do, but this just looks really nice and neat when you're done.
Are you already done with the top?
I'm already done with the top. How's it going over there?
I'm about 2/3 of the way there. That's not bad for the first time.
Not too bad, no. Okay, so now we gotta put our laces and the stripes on the end of the football, which I don't know the appropriate term for that, but
laces,
the
I think
laces
is right.
for
Laces
the
out.
top,
Laces
right?
out,
Laces
right?
out.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and put our stripes on the ends. So we'll go ahead and do our line.
I'm gonna try mine in the middle to try to erase some of the empty negative space I have in there. Oh goodness.
How'd it go? That's beautiful.
It looks good.
I think her football cookie looks like one that could be used in the big game. Mine looks like one that might have been used by the Patriots in Deflategate. But anyway, I felt like I was doing okay on that outline. Kind of totally lost it when I was trying to fill in the football. But in a bit, Ashley's going to take over and show more of her fun football designs. All right, you'll have sweet and savory at your super party on Sunday. When it comes to cookies, frosting is more than just icing and a knife, so I'm leaving the piping to the professionals this time. And we're back with Ashley from Ashley's Purple Apron, getting ready for the big game with Chiefs-themed cupcakes. Now, I kind of took a long time doing my design, the last one, so we're going to let you, the expert, do this one, so we're not going to be here until after the big game.
Right.
Getting things ready. So this is a fun arrowhead cookie that people can do, right?
Yes, so super simple. We're gonna use the same technique that we did on the football.
Okay.
But this time we're just using a white vanilla buttercream to do the body of the cookie, and then we'll add some details.
And you said buttercream is your favorite to use just because it's ready to go as soon as you're done,
It's ready
right?
to go as soon as you're done. It's super approachable. Some of the other types of icing are a little bit more, take more time to learn, but this is super approachable and easy to do at home.
Okay, so is this the number 4 icing cap again?
This is the number 4 again, so we're just gonna do the outline.
Do you always start with the outline when you're doing a cookie design that has a fill-in section to it?
Mm-hmm, sure do. That way it gives you a good boundary to fill to.
Okay.
And it keeps it all nice and even.
Then after you get that outline, you're just gonna do the bound, or just fill in the inside again.
Just gonna fill it in.
You make it look so easy when you do it.
I've done this enough times.
That's awesome. Now, we didn't talk about baking the cookies or anything, but you just have an arrowhead cookie cutter that you use?
This is just a plain arrowhead cookie cutter that, you can find them anywhere online. And yeah, you just cut them out of a roll-out sugar cookie dough. So I'm just doing the outline over in black.
Okay.
just to make it pop a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so since this is for Kansas City, we're gonna do a big KC in the middle.
How easy is that? That's awesome.
Like
And
that.
boom, there you go. So when the Chiefs score a touchdown, it's cookie
Just
time.
Eat a cookie.
All right, now you got your arrowhead and your football cookies down. In the next half hour, we're gonna step it up, get fancy with frosting some stocking cap cookies. All right, welcome back to Better Kansas City. For your party on Sunday, you have to have drinks, you have to have food.
And you also have to have dessert. We
That's
can't
right.
forget that.
And why have plain cookies when you can show off with some fancy buttercream decorated delights? Ashley, this one is a little bit more complex, so again,
It
we're going to
is.
hand it off to you to do the actual decorating.
So while the Chiefs are in Miami for the big game, we'll still be here in Kansas City where it's going to be cold, so
True.
a stocking cap is very appropriate,
Okay.
right? I don't have any tip on my piping bag now. I'm just going to take my red frosting and put a little bit on there and smooth it out.
Okay.
So anything that's not covered by our piping is going to still be red. Red frosting is always fun when you're doing buttercream, because if you get too much in, it's too much dye in, it's going to start to taste bitter.
Okay.
So you'll want to definitely use gel color.
Use gel color
Gel
on your
color, which
buttercream.
is in your buttercream, which is available at any craft store.
Okay.
And then let it develop, let it set for a little while, and it will darken as it sets. So now I'm going back to our number 3 on here.
So it's the size of
The
it. So is
size-
3 going to be smaller than a 4?
Yeah, the 3 is smaller than the 4. And then, like I said, the different numbers will tell you the size and the shape. So we're gonna do the outline first. Okay, so now we're gonna do kind of some outlines for stitching on the top of the hat. So this is a number 13 that I just switched to.
Oh, wow.
This is called a star tip, so that's gonna give us our cable knit look.
Oh, so you're actually weaving that almost in there. So that's, oh, how cool is that? So is there any particular tip when you're doing that, or you're just laying it over each side as you go down the hat?
So you're just coming down almost to like a V. Now we're gonna put in a yellow detail here.
Cool. And all it is just a stripe, but it pops so nicely against the red.
Yeah.
And is there anything special about the colors that you've got here? I mean, obviously red and gold for the Chiefs, but
Right.
like just, are they the gel colors as
They're
well?
the gel colors. Yeah, you can pick these up at any craft store.
Oh, just another outline across
Yep,
the
just another
bottom there.
outline to really make it look more clean. There we go. This is called like a grass tip, or I think it's a number 233. So it's got a whole bunch of little holes in it, which makes it go really fast.
Oh, yeah. It reminds me of Patrick Mahomes' hair. So this cookie's totally awesome, right?
They're so cute.
She said it could take her anywhere between 3 to 10 minutes per cookie, just which design she's doing. And she had this entire plate made
Wow.
before we got there. It just looked
Bill, those are so
much
cute.
better than anything I could do. So she's got like best Sunday ever, the cool sweatshirts designs and everything. The one cookie I made, it didn't make that football cookie. It did find a home. It was not the trash can. Ashley did let me know that her husband ate my cookie after we packed up.
I
and
mean,
left,
he's
so
not
at least
going to
it found
throw a good
home.
sugar cookie away.
That's right. But I mean, like I said, it might have been a little deflated looking, but it was still a good football cookie nonetheless.
Bill, the thing I want to say is the fringe on top of the beanie, the yellow, I think that just set it off.
Yeah, no, she did
So
a great
cute.
job with that. So